thought process to set this up last year was that you guys do so many different amazing projects, and to be able to show these off to people, we were trying to figure out a way, how can you best present this? So we thought about it the year before last, but we just didn't really have the time or the thought process to go through with it.
Right now in developing countries, there's a method that people use for disinfecting their water called SOTIS, in which the water is placed in a 2-liter PET plastic bottle and left out in the sun for about 6 to 8 hours. And the synergistic effects of the UV radiation, as well as the increased temperature in the bottle, kill the waterborne pathogens pretty effectively. This method works well, but it has some issues, namely that when users deploy the method, they make a lot of mistakes. For example, not taking into account clouds coming over, which means they need to leave it out for longer and things like that. So to deal with that, we just made a simple device which measures the UV radiation level as well as the temperature inside the bottle, and then based on that uses a predictive model to alert the user and tell them when their water's finished being disinfected.
Awesome, and so essentially what this is this is our project, designing a 3D printable finger for writing a drawing. This was a project essentially started out in our biomed class, where we were learning about different kinds of prosthetic limbs, the issues with them, things like that, and possible things that could be improved. And so from there, we also had a really fun project of going to the Bio Expo with a different prosthetic limb of sorts, and so that was really cool, I guess.
So this project is basically based on improving the current treatment for phantom limb syndrome. Phantom limb syndrome is basically a syndrome or a disease that causes your brain to think that your limb is there even though it's not. And it can be very painful and very weird for the people who are afflicted by it. The current treatment is only 60% effective, mirror therapy. And my goal was to create a solution that's even more effective and more cheaper and more accessible.
Last year it came to a point where probably about a month and a half before school was out, we thought about it, presented to Mrs. Duenas, and we didn't hear anything, and so we were kind of pushed it off, and then came down to it that we told her that we had 2 weeks left in the school year, let's do this and the PTSA will take care of everything.